Afternoon, everybody. Afternoon. Of course, every day is a what do they say? Every day is a new day of drama and carrying on. I want to ask y'all a question. When it comes to seeing footage showing ICE now busting into people's homes in Minnesota, busting into people's cars, where are y'all seeing that footage at? Because I saw a discussion this morning talking about they're not really seeing that stuff on mainstream media, of which I agree. You're not really seeing that stuff on mainstream media. I know for me, I have to dig in other places to find it. But it's not on mainstream media. They are not showing ICE at folks' doorsteps, kicking in doors, busting out their car windows. They're not showing that on the mainstream media. You have to go to social media for stuff like that. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. You have to go to social media for that. Thank you so much, Farmer Don. I appreciate that. Thank you to all of you. I appreciate that. But you have to go to mainstream media, where you can't go to mainstream media to get that information. You got to hit social media. You got to find other locations to get that information. Because remember, your mainstream media is owned by a small subset of billionaires who get to pick and choose what news you actually have access to, right? You don't get to hear all news. You get to hear the news that the rich people have decided you can have access to, because the rich people own media, right? The rich people own media. And so because the rich people own media, they try to frame the narrative all the time. They try to tell us, what is okay, what you should be concerned about and what you shouldn't be concerned about. Hey, Gemini. I'm still around. I've picked up my posting activity a little more. Because, with TikTok, you have to give TikTok a decent amount of content or TikTok will suppress your shit. You know how that go. But it makes you wonder, y'all, about, again, if you're not seeing stuff in the media, it's not an accident. It's on purpose. Because the people with money don't want you to know that stuff. You know what? Did you see Block? Did you see the press conference where he just decided to get up and go to the window and just start looking out the window? Did y'all see that? And you know what I thought when I saw it? I'm going to tell you exactly what I thought when I saw it. When I saw it, my first thought was, oh, he probably had to fart. No bullshit. I'm telling you the truth. He probably had to fart. He don't really care if nobody smell his diaper-laden ass, but he probably had to pass gas. So he got up to move around and go by the window. I'm just telling you. Or either he was about to fall asleep and you ever been someplace and you about to fall asleep, so you get up and start moving around, you try to do anything to stay awake? Or dementia. He just genuinely just hopped up because bam, the ballroom popped in his mind. He goes to the window. He remembers, oh yeah, I am building a ballroom. Goes over there to look. Of course, nothing is being built. Goes over there to look and then goes and sits back down. It's very weird. But according to the government, he's our best and brightest. Like, the fuck is going on? It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. You say he was coughing and wheezing. Not enough. Not enough, Block. Hey, Kim. But it's embarrassing. I was at the gym the other day and the gentleman said, hey, I'm going to take myself out of town for my birthday. And I said, listen, if you go someplace, don't tell nobody you're an American. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Act like you're from Canada or something, but it's embarrassing. But you don't want to let people know that you're from America. It's very embarrassing right now to travel the world and then have to say you're an American. It's embarrassing right now. You said, eh? Hey, man, I know you're proud to be a Canadian, but it's embarrassing to travel and say you're an American these days, you know, because it's not like America's doing great things at the moment. So Americans, you have to be very careful traveling. Real talk. Now, remember, you know what you're embarrassed about, T-Babe? That you're using all that filter and that wig is still dry and crusty. You've been blocked, beloved. I told y'all you can send the black ones, but the black ones get blocked faster than any of the rest of them. Okay? I'll drag you in your little crusty wig too. Your little crunchy wig. Stop trying to roll up in my live and find you a man with that crunchy wig on. I looked in them and look, you saw that wig, Kim. That wig was fried, honey. That was a straight, you know, that was just, that, I was like, girl. I was like, no, she not up here with this Kanika long wig that she done tried to put a hot comb on and it done melted in certain spots. But she's still in that avatar with that bottom ass. I see y'all bots. That's why I drag y'all and point y'all out. Crusty wig wearing ass. Soon as I saw it, got that. They all had the same thing, that little white haze. You know, like this. That little thin white haze over the avatar. It's real thin, so you can barely, it looked like they being called up to heaven by Republican Jesus. It's like, stop it. Stop it. Donna, girl, you gonna get the block. I know you didn't think you was gonna get away with that too, sis. Block. Y'all so obvious. Because most of you, English is your second language. See, that's something else that I tell y'all too. A lot of the people online trying to trigger you, cause division between Americans, they're not even American. I was on a message board this afternoon, right? And when I was on the message board, this guy said something like, you know, liberals are hated all over the world and more, and I'm happy to see it. And everybody around the world loves Donald Trump. And you know what I replied in that thread? I said, y'all are so bad at faking being fucking American. We don't care about what y'all think about what Trump is doing. Y'all just online trying to sow discord amongst Americans. I told y'all, those are foreign adversaries doing that. Some of them are Americans because they stupid. They'll tear up their own damn government just to own the libs. Like, see, Bex, now you'll catch it when you look at those avatars. When you look at those avatars, if there's a haze over that shit, oh, they always biting. If they always biting with the haze. I'm like, but if you cute as you say you are, you don't need all that film over you and shit. I be looking like that film is designed to try to hide that Coach bag ass quality skin. But it's not. This is why I need people to understand the internet is this place where a lot of people are trying to just sow discord to keep us all disenfranchised as a country and a mess. Because there's no progress when there's all this confusion. None. And if America ain't being attacked from the outside, Americans don't work together. Americans ain't worked together since 9/11. Because that's how America is. America has to have an enemy. That's the only thing that brings Americans together is a common enemy. Who we all gonna hate this week? Next week, it might be a different group of people. But that's how America is. It has to have an enemy. And your political parties are always trying to give you an enemy. Always. Because if you pay attention to your enemies, you don't pay attention to the people that claim to be your allies, but they don't do shit for you. They don't do anything for you. All they do is make you a whole bunch of empty promises that they never keep at all. Because they're not allies for you. They're there to prey upon you, use you, and get what they want for themselves. Because ultimately it's about power. All the people who are running to you to try to get you to vote for them and do this, it's all about power. So ask yourself this question. Ask yourself the question. What happened to your power? Because you have power too. You better learn to exercise it. Now, did y'all see when the media asked Trump about that $2,000 stimulus check? And he said, I did that. I did do that. When did I do that? He forgot. Proving that he was never serious about sending you no fucking check. It was bullshit designed to try to buy your allegiance and your loyalty. He just want to buy your loyalty. And if you can be bought for $2,000, you ain't worth much. Real shit. You ain't worth much if you getting bought for $2,000. Real talk. You're not worth much if you getting bought for $2,000. Okay? I'm just letting you know. That means it don't take much to get a piece of you. Because you for sale. But I cracked up that he said, I did that. I said, when did I do that? Because he tells so many lies. He can't even keep up with all the lies. You're not getting a Doge check. You're not getting a stimulus check. A stimulus check just causes more inflation anyway. You're not getting any money. Period. There ain't no money to give you because they're too busy rich people are making money off your government. And your elected officials are making money off your government. They don't give a shit about you making money. They don't care if you don't have a job. They don't care if you can't pay your bills. They don't care. Because they gonna be all right. Hey, Flying Flower. Good Tuesday afternoon to you all. Thank you for being here this evening. All I ask you to do while you're here this afternoon is do a couple of things while you're here. Engage in the comments. Let's have a conversation. Tap that like button because tapping is clapping. I appreciate it. And then if you could hit that copy link option under share. You don't even have to send that copied link to anybody, but copying it counts as a share and it helps TikTok know this is a good live. Thank you so much. But yeah, that's where we are. That the president of the United States is promising you money and he's so old, he don't even remember that he promised you money. He don't even remember that he promised you no money. Has no idea. Because he's old. But supposedly, he's the healthiest president we've ever had. Okay. All right. Because see, tomorrow on Patreon, we're going to go through that footage of Trump just getting up in the middle of the press conference, going to the window, staring out the window like a 2-year-old. Oh, we're going to go through that shit. Biden was a genius, bent dog, because Biden didn't shit on himself at work. Oh, you know, he big mad. He heard that shit and got Dad's boot. Ooh, he big mad, honey. You know right now, that bitch said that the man... Well, actually, the person who came in doesn't sound like that at all. The person on the other end of that account is like, that black woman, she said this about President Trump. I have been paid to come online and pretend to be steel worker from Pennsylvania. I must get back online and prove to Americans that Trump is the best. That's essentially who they are. That's who they are. Faking like they punk ass from Pennsylvania, Delaware. It's all the same shit. They're not even American. I guarantee they got on flip-flops right now. And got dirty toenails. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Cooking right on the ground. But sitting right here on social media, trying to tell Americans what they should and should not believe. Okay. When y'all gonna wake up? Foreign adversaries, they stand to gain a lot from watching this country just go up in smoke. It's amazing to watch. That's why y'all see me block so fast. I'm like, oh nah, fucker. You already on the ground on the internet. Stay right there. Cause you're not coming in my live. Stay on the ground until you find a live that wants you in there. Cause I can smell that you're sitting on the ground. Cooking on the ground, eating on the ground, sleeping on the ground. They hate when I say that shit. What does she mean? Why does she say we sleep on the ground? Because you do. You from Pennsylvania, just like I'm from California. Speaking of the Trump-Nixon playbook, I saw this today and said, yep, this about accurate. Think about all the GOP presidents you've seen either in your lifetime or read about in history books. I've been alive for each one of these presidents except for Nixon. That's the only one I wasn't alive when he was president. I was not alive when Nixon was president. But I was when Reagan was president, Bush was president, and Trump was president. And look what they all have in common. Just look. Again, there's something about conservative leadership. You've had senile leaders, incompetent leaders, and criminal leaders. Trump is now all the same. Thank you, Green Valley, while talking about Democratic slaves while you sleep on the floor and the flies blow all over your decrepit, dry ass skin. Bye, beloved. I just wanted you to hear that. With your little distended belly. Online acting like you from Pennsylvania just so you can get a hot meal at night. You know they mad at me. She knows who we are, how I have to get back online and my other account and go back to her live and tell the people to love Donald Trump. Stop it. Just stop. You're mediocre at best. You know it. I know it. Shh. Americans are speaking here. I don't listen to people with accents. Yes, I said it. Trump says it every day and y'all cheer. So when you can talk to me without that little thick ass accent where I'm trying to figure out what you say, shut your mouth. You even type with that. They even type with an accent. Could they be missing words? So you can just tell that English ain't their first language. You can tell because they even type with an accent. Be best. What? Be best. That's not how we talk. That's how come it's easy for me to kind of know who they are. Because they even type with an accent. That's why I said you come to my live, unlike any other liberal you ever met, I'm going to hurt your feelings. I'm going to hurt your feelings, okay? So if you don't want your feelings hurt, you better get back to cooking on the ground and swatting flies away and leave me alone, okay? Y'all going to learn. Not press 1 for English and 2 for Spanish. Press 1 for English and press 2 for habla en español. Ciao. They gonna learn. You mess with me, you gonna get your feelings hurt. I told you, I'm way more offensive than Donald Trump. See, Donald Trump opened up the door. I'm telling y'all what's coming down the pike. It's not coming anytime soon, but I would say about 10, 15, 20 years, you're going to have a politician come along. And I don't know if it's going to be a liberal or a conservative, but I'm going to tell you this. It's going to be somebody that knows how to emotionally trigger people, know how to use social media, and know how to talk to people. And they're not afraid to be a bully. That's going to be dangerous. It's going to be dangerous. So you better make it your business to craft, right? To craft a system in place to try to at least put some guardrails in place for what's coming. Because I'm telling you, that's coming down the pike. That's coming. Everything you've seen with your government has been cumulative. Everything. And Trump is a precursor. Trump and the Republican Party, right now as they exist, is a precursor to what's coming worse way down the line. Y'all watch. You asking if Jason is a Maple MAGA? I like that. It's funny because Canada rejected Trumpism. That guy tried to run that guy was running that Trump endorsed and he got his ass handed to him. Canada said, we don't want that shit. It was starting to get a little bit of a rumble. But then Canada said, nah, we good on that. We like our leaders smart. We like our leaders without swollen ankles. We like our leaders when they're not in diapers. Now, I want to ask y'all something, right? Well, before I ask you that, because I want to talk about something I told y'all about yesterday. But I saw an article earlier, right? Written by a guy, and he was talking about, y'all know ICE is recruiting all these different people because they've been doing a lot of hiring, right? A lot of hiring, right? And the problem is, I told y'all before, they hiring a lot, but they're not doing a lot of vetting. They're not doing a lot of vetting. So I found an article in Slate that's titled, You've Heard About Who ICE is Recruiting. The Truth is Far Worse. I'm the Proof. And it says, what happens when you do minimal screening before hiring agents, arming them, and sending them into the streets? We're all finding out. So a guy is talking about his experience of applying. He applied to be an ICE agent because why? They offering a $50,000 bonus, a retirement account. And so he said, well, let me try. So he had been in the Army, you know. He had worked regular jobs after getting out of the Army. Now, he's been all over social media, popping all types of shit about ICE and all these other things. Da, 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 da. So he went to the ICE Expo in Dallas to apply. And when he went, he thought it was going to be all these people there to try to get ICE jobs. But there were not a flood of people there when he showed up. There was no line to check in, no line to go through security. It was just hardly anybody even there. And they're saying that he went through his interview process. They asked him if he had law enforcement experience. He said no. They asked him if he had military experience. He said yes. And then then the lady asked him, okay, what's your location preference? And then she told him they're prioritizing current law enforcement first. And then they'll look at his resume. And if they liked his resume, they would contact him in a few days. That's what they told him. And they even let him talk to a current deportation officer, because that's what they call them, about what the job would be like. And that you shouldn't expect to go on the streets right away. At first, they're going to get a support position. I'm just looking to see. Then the person said, I'm just reading something. I just want to read it. So basically, they kind of just letting anybody in. It's not really a lot of screening, of which I told y'all I figured as much. You can't onboard this many people. Let me see. I want to check something because I don't. Escape that. I don't know how many. Let me see. Come on, stop it. My computer is tripping. Cancel. Stop it. How many ICE agents have been hired in the last 12 months? I'm just wondering because I don't remember. So they've hired more than 12,000 new ICE agents since last year when Trump came back in. You can't hire that many people in that short amount of time doing real vetting. It's no way. It's just no way. It's no way. And I'm going to tell you something I know about government, because I've had a government job with a clearance, mind you. And one of the things is you'll go through a preliminary check, but that real full check takes a long time. And the more places you've traveled, the more places you've lived, it takes even longer. But they let you work in the interim on an interim clearance where you still get access to things. You still get to do things and do certain types of work, even though you technically don't have the clearance yet. So imagine 12,000 or close to 12,000 people out on the street with 47 days of training, 47 days with weapons. That's a bad combination. That's why I told y'all this administration isn't working for the people. It's working for an agenda. It's doing all of this to push immigrants out, and people still can't get jobs. So pushing out immigrants is not creating new jobs. That was a lie that you were sold. The immigration disruption is nothing but racism. That's all. Racism. But the saddest part of it all, like I told y'all before, is that some immigrants that became residents, legal residents, who could vote, they even voted for the shit. That's the craziest part. Some fucking immigrants even voted for the shit. You know why? Because they think they better than the other immigrants. Because I told y'all, in the immigrant community, there's a whole lot of hierarchy there too. When a certain level of immigrants think they better than the other immigrants, y'all know it's this game that gets played. And it's a group of pick-me's in the immigrant community. And they want to be the favorite kid, the favorite person, the favorite group that white supremacy likes and won't attack. What they don't understand is when they're done with the people that they attacked first, they'll get you next. You're never safe. You're never safe in a system like that. Never. Those people get so comfortable. Oh, I'm not like them. No, you are just like them. They just ain't got to you yet. Trust me, they gonna get to you. They just gonna get them first. But they gonna get you too. Believe that. Like remember I told you about conservative women? They helped to push this agenda, push this movement. Now conservative men want them to take a back seat. And now they upset. Now they upset. They don't take us seriously. Why should they take you seriously? You're a fucking clown. You're a clown. You showed them you were a clown. You were up there arguing for government to control your own fucking body. And you're surprised these men don't take you seriously. Men would never get in front of a damn microphone and podium and say, I want government to control my body. Men would never say that. They would never say that. Excuse me, I had the hiccups. But those conservative women did. And conservative men saw them do it and said, okay. Oh, Cedric, they didn't care about Project 2025 because Trump told them he never heard of it. Trump told him he never heard of it. Now, fast forward to being in office almost a year, Trump is like, hey, I know what that is. I know what that is. Because he was lying his ass off. Of course Trump knew what it was. But what Trump also understands is this. These people are so dense and dumb, and it's a network of people on the internet, bots and communities designed to reinforce the lies and the bullshit that Trump says so that MAGA will stay in line. Y'all got to remember, they stay in an echo chamber of Fox News, InfoWars, you understand? Dark corners of YouTube that feed them, continue to reinforce the fear, the lies, the games. That's genuinely what they sit entrenched in. A lot of them don't even see the news that you do see because they're in environments that don't show the full story or don't show the story at all. That's what y'all, I hope that you're understanding that. It's a lot of places like this. And all it takes is for you to go to visit one or two of those places, then those systems are going to bombard you with more of it so that you stay in that bubble. Yep, but you see what Block is saying? Block saying parents are MAGA, they live in a bubble. And you know why they do? Because if they come outside that bubble, their feelings get hurt. See, y'all got to understand, MAGA is different than any other political movement. Why? It's their entire identity. This is why they can't give up on the lie and the charade or ever hold Trump accountable. Why? Because if everything that I believed in was a lie, who am I? It's their fucking identity. So they can't be who you want them to be because it's who they are. This is their identity. So if everything that I've been buying into since 2015 is a lie, who am I? Y'all talking about a decade of this shit. And quiet as kept, it's more than a decade because Republican Party been building up to this shit for decades. Trump just only took advantage of the system that Republicans built. They built up a constituency that don't question their leaders. They built up a constituency when anything bad happens to them, they automatically blame the opposition, even if the opposition ain't in charge. They don't care. That's why y'all can't get through to them when y'all try to have those conversations. Because these people are going off of emotions. They ain't going off of facts. They don't give a shit about facts. Y'all care about facts. They care about feelings. Okay? And for these people, feelings are over facts. It's always about Biden, Obama, and Dems because, JC, if they can keep the focus on that, you don't focus on the real devil. The person that's smiling, telling you they're your friend, telling you they got your back, telling you they fighting for you, that's the real devil. But they trust that person. And every year that those elected officials go to Washington and don't deliver, they just create new enemies. That's all. See, right now, the enemies hardcore are immigrants. But see, after a while, they don't have no more immigrants they can chase. So they got to move to a new thing. I'm not quite sure. Well, I'm going to tell you what that next thing going to be. It ain't even going to be new. It's going to be an oldie but goodie. They're going to go back to women. Because, see, they're trying to win the support of incels. See, because I'm going to tell you, it's another crisis that America has. Weak-ass men. Boom. I'm telling you, America's also going to fall from lack of masculinity. That toxic masculinity shit is going to destroy America. Real shit. It's going to destroy America. It's going to destroy America. I'm serious. It's going to destroy it. It's bad. That shit is bad out here. Because it's not just about what it does in relationships with women. It's also about how these people think about the world. How they think about their communities. That fucking red pill mentality is toxic as fuck. And it's just all me, I. And when they don't get what they want, they get violent, they get angry, they get spiteful and vengeful. Because that's what they're nurtured to do. See, I pay attention to that shit. They're nurtured to do that shit. Because, see, a lot of people, especially a lot of men, not just men though, women too, just people in America in general. A lot of people in America are mediocre. That's just the truth. But America has sold them the lie and that falsehood that they're exceptional. And that America is the most exceptional country in the world. That's a lie. That is a lie. That's a lie and propaganda that you've been sold for decades. And for a long time, America was able to get away with that. Can't get away with that shit no more. Can't get away with that shit no more. America can't find its way out of a fucking paper bag. Like what? What? America is done on that. Y'all can't fake on that shit no more. All you gotta do is look at the test scores. Look at the way people write. Look at the way people speak. All you have to do is just look at America. Like really just pay attention. And when you do, you realize it's not exceptional. It's loud as fuck. America is loud. It is very loud. But what have I told y'all before? Loud people are insecure, right? Didn't I tell y'all that before? I said insecurity is loud. Confidence and strength is quiet. I told y'all. Confidence and strength is quiet. Real talk. It is absolutely quiet. That's why MAGA is so loud. That's why they're so loud. Because they're insecure. They lack education. They lack understanding. That's why they're so loud. Because they are that loud to shush out all the noise inside that brain of theirs. It's a lot of mess up in here. So to quiet that noise, they got to be loud. Got to hate it. See, think about it like this. They hate everybody else because they also hate themselves. They hate their lives, their circumstance. They've been poor ever since they came out the womb. Not just poor. They're more poor than they were when they were born. Catch that part. Catch that part. They're more poor than their own fucking parents. That's why they mad. That's why they mad. And their parents were poor. Well, exactly. They never evolved. You know why? Because they didn't take education seriously. And America kept playing that game with people. Certain people would listen to the shit. Other people didn't. But, oh, I don't need no education. I don't need to do this. I don't need to do that. Oh, yes, you do. Yep, you're right. We used to be able to survive on one income. You can't do that no more. And if you don't have enough education, you can't even survive on 2 incomes. That could be a struggle. You might need 3 or 4 incomes to survive if you ain't got no education. Because the jobs aren't going to pay that much. See? Something's got to give. Real shit. Something got to give. America, you got to get your shit in order and start calling a thing a fucking thing. Real talk. Because until you start calling a thing, nothing changes. Now, I'm going to tell you some news. I don't know if y'all heard this today, but the entire Department of Justice Civil Rights Division leadership, all of them resigned. All of them today. All of them. And why? They resigned because the Department of Justice refuses to open a case to investigate the Pew Pew event involving Renee Good. Because your government don't believe in civil rights no more. That means, remember I told you the other day, Trump said he thinks the worst thing that ever happened to America was civil rights. Your government don't believe in civil rights. Because see, I keep telling folks this part too. Civil rights ain't just for people of color. It's not just for people of color. And a hard lesson is going to be learned. Yep, just like DEI ain't just for people of color. It's diversity, equity, and inclusion, and technically accessibility. Y'all gonna learn. Real talk. You're gonna learn. It's almost like people don't realize what they had till they don't have it. What do they say? You don't know what you got till it's gone. This is not okay. This ain't okay. But they're normalizing this shit, y'all. All of it is being normalized. And that needs to bother everybody. Because the question needs to be, how is this shit okay? How is anybody acting like this is good? That it's no problem here. This America, you're in a bad way. What be saying, Ghost? Oh, you in trouble, girl. It's bad. But folks are still acting like, all it's going to take is an election and we could just turn the light off and just act like this part of our history never happened and we could just go back and act like we're okay. No, it ain't that simple. Now you're going to have to clean up all the fucking mess that you let these people create. Because genuinely, other countries are looking at America going, how come its citizens aren't doing anything? Literally, other countries are looking at us going, how come Americans are just sitting there? And what did I tell y'all for? Because Americans are waiting to be saved. That's why. They waiting for somebody to come save them. They waiting for the Avengers. No, it's not because you're scared. It ain't got nothing to do with fear. Nothing to do with fear, beloved. Let me tell you why. Because you don't want to lose your place in the hierarchy. You need to be honest with yourself. You scared to be at the bottom. You ain't scared of the system. You scared to be at the bottom of it. That's what that is. You want to save your car, your house, and all that other shit, but not realizing if they knock the bottom out of your government, you ain't gonna have that shit anyway. Nobody's safe. Nobody is safe if you ain't got money. And because you own a Tesla don't mean you got money. I told y'all. It doesn't mean you got money. Now, I want to tell y'all, I want to wrap up this live this morning to tell y'all about something. Y'all remember when we were discussing yesterday about printers? And how, because I put up that video yesterday complaining about my printer and pissed off that, because I have an HP printer that I bought almost 10 years ago. And now I got to sign in to scan. I'm like, this is bullshit. Why do I need to sign in to scan? I bought the fucking printer. Why do I have to sign in with you? So I was digging. Remember I told you I was going to go dig? Because I wanted to see if it, you know how in America, they done got into subscription model printers, right? So I went digging to see, is that how it works in foreign countries? And guess what? That subscription-based printer model shit is America. That's America. That's exactly what that is. I'm looking. It says, because I saved this from yesterday. It says, no, printers in foreign countries do not require a subscription. The requirement for a subscription is a model offered by specific printer manufacturers, and it varies by region. See, you can get away with that shit in America, but you're going to be hard pressed to sell a printer to somebody in another country and tell them, okay, you can buy the machine, but you're not going to be able to print if you don't pay us a monthly fee. Then why the fuck do I need you for the machine? Hold up, you just bought a robot vacuum and you need an app? Wow, that's insane. And you know why they want you to have an app? It's all about data, y'all. Data is king. It allows them to collect as much data as they want on you. And that data is like invaluable. You understand? Because they use that data to then create and market even more products and services to sell to you. And that's just real talk. Everything is designed to get a money grab. Hold up. They're doing it with TVs too? What's going on with your folks' television, Tiffany? Hold up, I'm about to look that up now. Because I didn't even know it was on TVs. Okay, so they say Vizio offers a mix of free streaming. You get to watch 300 plus hours of live channels on demand, and then you get paid subscriptions through its Vizio account. And then, of course, they have an app. What? Oh, no, honey. I pay $16 a month for TV. I ain't paying no more than that. That's the most you're going to get from me, $16. And I get on demand. I can pause. I can rewind. I can watch channels all over the world and in America. And I get pay-per-view. Yeah. So no, I'm not doing that. I didn't even know this was a thing. Tesla cars have subscriptions, Lil Kiki. Teslas have subscriptions because they have those tire subscriptions. And I think they have other subscriptions too. I'm about to look now. wish I would buy a car that I can't use certain features if I don't pay the subscription. And why the fuck did I buy that car? That car's a fucking money pit because it's going to keep doing it. I do like the internet TV service, the IPTV services. IPTV is the best way to do some type of IPTV service. It's going to be cheaper. Customer service is going to be better. And you can just use a Fire Stick. Yeah, do a developer break on that shit. Find you an IPTV service. Hell, I used to have an IPTV service that I had for like 4 or 5 years almost. I only paid $10 a fucking month for TV. What? Till they stop. And they had better customer service than any cable or satellite provider I've ever had. And I only paid $10 a month for that shit. What? I'm not paying these people all that money. Them people will nickel and dime the hell out of you. So I'm looking at Tesla, right? So Tesla has a couple of subscriptions that people can get, right? So you have the connectivity subscription, which is the standard versus premium maps, gives you live traffic and streaming. Then they have the full self-driving software. You can either pay monthly for that or annual for that. That's the driver assist. You don't get to just use driver assist. You have to pay for it. You say, is that with Roku? No. Mine isn't with Roku at all. Mine is a seedy backhand under dark corner provider. But the service is dependable. And you ain't got to sign no contract, of which I love too. It's month to month. I don't do no locking in shit. I'm tired of subscriptions, signing a contract. Let me tell you else with Tesla. They got tire and wheel protection plans. Wow. Then they have their app, of course. That's crazy. I wish I would buy a fucking car that has features that I can't unlock without paying for them. Man, that's some clown shit. And you couldn't get me to do that. Oh, you like the internet service? Cool. Yep, $15 a month. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. And quiet as kept, right now I have Verizon as my cell phone provider. I think I'm about to switch to fucking Ryan Reynolds for $15 a month. Now the internet thing was computers, the number 4 people.com. That I can tell you. Because they have affordable internet. They have affordable internet. $15 a month unlimited. You can't beat it. You can't beat that for $15 a month. Real shit. You can't beat it. Everybody is taking our money like crazy, charging us crazy amounts of prices. Something got to give, y'all. Something has got to give. Hold up, I'll type it in the comments for you so you can check it out. I have some videos about it too that I had put up before. But this was at least about a month ago. Hold up, I'm putting it up here. Okay, I put it in my chat. In the chat, computers, the number 4 people.com. They are a nonprofit organization. And all the money that you pay goes right back into the nonprofit. They give computers to people who can't afford them. Somebody got to be doing something to try to help people out here. And enough people don't be doing that. But when I saw that thing about in other countries, they don't have to do what we do here with printing. Now, according to the internet, printer subscription plans are supposed to be optional services. But it seemed to me that companies have made it really difficult. Like I found out this week, I could not scan with my printer anymore without signing into the HP system. I don't want to sign in. I never signed in before because I never wanted to. You don't need all that. I bought a printer so I can print shit, scan things. You know what I'm saying? Every so often I might do a fax. But I didn't buy a printer, so I had to be on the hook to pay every month. It's bad enough I got to buy printer cartridges, which are high as hell. Almost $100 for basic ass printer cartridges that after you print a couple times, you got to buy new cartridges the fuck again. Every time you turn around, you need new printer cartridges. You're like, damn, I just bought printer cartridges. They don't even last no more. I got to figure out how to do that, flying flowers. I got to go back to my hood mentality of being a lot more resourceful than I used to be. Real talk. Yep, everything's a fucking scam now. Everything's designed to get your money. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired. Real stuff. I'm tired. Because every time you try to just keep a little money in your pocket, the system is there to try to take it and extract from you. Yeah, you should be able to scan to USB, but that would be too much like right, wouldn't it, John Luke? And it would take away their power. Why we can't put a USB into the printer and have an option just to scan that is crazy work. It's 2020 fucking 6. But I bet you, look, I'm about to research this real quick. I'm gonna see something. Can you scan a document to a USB drive in other countries? Ciao. It says yes. You can scan documents to a USB drive in other countries using a multifunction printer or a scanner that has a USB port. But see, in America, they want to limit what you can do. Because see, this is the thought from manufacturers in America. If they make a comprehensive product, you won't buy nothing else. You won't buy nothing. I know me, I'm the type of person, I will use that fucker until I ain't got a choice. I'm being honest. If it break, I'll keep making fixes to it, buying parts, try to find way. I'm going to keep on trying to use that thing until I am forced to buy something new. Forced. That's what manufacturers don't like. They want you to have to buy something new all the time. Why? To keep their profits up. That's why. That's why I keep telling y'all, all of this is about money at the end of the day. Money. And if they can't keep their profits up, then they go and they put the money into your government to force things. I told y'all back in the day, we used to have vacuum shops to repair vacuum cleaners, televisions, stereos, radios. People didn't just throw the shit away and go buy something new. I remember when I had a radio and the daggone antenna broke. The antennas were screwed onto radios then. So you would just unscrew the screw, buy a new antenna, and screw it onto that radio. You still had a radio that worked. You didn't have to buy a whole new radio because the antenna broke. But what happened was, over time, manufacturers changed the system, got into your government, got laws passed, got things changed to make it so you can't really repair things like you could before. Now you got to buy shit. That's why people went back to buying older model things. Because when they bought older model things, they could still get them repaired. It's a repair shop from you 3 blocks away. Use it if you have it. I still take my shoes to a shoe cobbler. Folks just run out and buy new shoes. Well, if you buy good shoes, just some decent shoes, they ain't got to be $500. They ain't even got to be $100 for real. If you know how to shop. And take them shoes to the shoe cobbler to keep them looking nice. To fix them. People don't, they want to buy fast fashion. Fast fashion help you get away from all that other shit. You say BMW patented their screws. See, that shit should be illegal, in my humble opinion. Because at that point, the only way for you to get screws is through BMW, right? And now you're a hostage, right? Now you're captive audience now. Yep, you're captive now. You got to pay whatever they charge. Ain't like you can get it somewhere else. See? That's what it's about. Let me tell y'all something. That's one of the reasons why I didn't buy a BMW. I ain't buy no BMW, no Mercedes. Them bitches are expensive to repair. See, when I shop for a vehicle, I'm looking at what kind of tires this thing take. What's the average price for maintenance? How long can I keep this car? Because I drive a car till the wheels fall off. I remember my Nissan Maxima, it died. I had already put 2 engines in that sucker. When the second engine went out, I said, okay, that's it. I had got about 250,000 miles on that fucking Nissan Maxima. Fuck that. Cars are meant to be driven. Cars are meant to be driven. And they're supposed to be durable. You're not supposed to be buying a new fucking car every so couple of years. When I was growing up, when I went to the dealership this morning to get my oil changed, right? Because that's the only thing I get at the dealership is an oil change. I don't get no other work done at the dealership. I get an oil change, but I let them tell me everything else wrong with the car. But I never fix it there. You can tell me whatever you want to tell me need to be fixed. I get it fixed somewhere else. I ain't gonna fix that shit here. But I come in with the oil change because you gonna give me that point to point, inspection. And y'all know y'all shit. Y'all manufacture these. So y'all know y'all rides. But I don't let them fix nothing else. Because they charge too fucking much. Hey Hash, thank you so much. They charge way too much. But one thing I know for certain, you can drive. Back in my day, somebody bought a car. The only way they bought another car is if that car got totaled. Outside of that, they ain't buy another car. For what? I got a car. Your radio don't work. Nobody cares. I mean, my girlfriend had a car. Her radio didn't work. Her AC didn't work. Her heat did, but her AC didn't. So that car got her from point A to point B. Because you got to choose. Are you buying the car so you can look good? Or are you buying the fucking car to get to your destinations, to and from? You can still become a mechanic, Hash. You know how many people be looking for mobile mechanics? Shit. What? Mobile mechanics make nice money. You say your cousin just paid $800 for her 80,000 mile. Oh, hell no. I wish I would get an 80,000 mile service at the dealership. No. And even if you do go to the dealership to get work done, you should have a hookup. So you still ain't paying full price for it. What? No, ma'am. Look online. It's a lot of mobile mechanics out there. They will come right to your house and fix your fucking car. Real talk. Y'all got to get back to being more resourceful. Like I said, I pay $16 for TV. I ain't paying no more than that. Period. Find good mechanics that you pay good, decent prices for your things. With stuff that you can fix yourself, fix the shit yourself. Colleges offer cheap classes at the community college to show you how to fix vehicles. Go take some of them classes. For real, you can go to AutoZone and find some guy that like libations and say, hey, brother, listen. If you show me how to work on my car, I'll buy you all the libations you want. All I'm asking you to do is show me how to work on my car. They'll show you. What? Oh, listen, the funny thing is now if your battery goes out, you still probably end up at the dealership, not even just for a battery situation, but they got to reprogram your car. Because see, your car is one big computer and they hold the key. And you got to go through them because only they can talk to your car. Wake up, folks. My car is a 2019. Now, I ain't gonna lie, nah. I had a 2000, what did I have? A 2010, might have been a 2008 Nissan Maxima. What happened was I ran into a buck and it got totaled. Or otherwise, I would have still had that fucking car. Matter of fact, it might have been a 2005. I don't remember what it was, but it was an old ass Nissan Maxima. So I was mad because I only had like $5,000 left on that car. I was mad that sucker got totaled. It could have been fixed, but my fucking insurance company wouldn't fix it. They wrote it off as a loss. And then I'm sure somebody still fixed that car and then they resold it on the used car market. I'm sure. Because them Nissan Maximas, those older ones, those older ones, those are some, I don't know about the Nissan Maxima now, but I can tell you 10, 15, 20 years ago, them Nissan Maximas, you could drive them till the wheels fell off them suckers. Real talk. Hyundais, old school Hyundais from the early 2000s and in the 90s, you driving them bitches till the wheel fall off. Real talk. It was nothing to see them cars have 200, 300, 400,000 miles on them cars. Nothing. My Dodge Ram right now, I got like 116,000 miles. I'm going to drive that bitch till it probably got 500,000 miles on it or more. What? Y'all nuts. Running out here buying a car just because you see some new shit. That's also why cars ended up, now Trump's tariff wars have contributed to them costing like crazy, but it doesn't help that you running out there buying cars when you don't even need them. Everybody, people running out here, cars with heated seats. Listen, my car don't have no heated seats. Ain't nothing against people who do, but my car don't have heated seats. I'm not paying for no shit like that. What? Heated seats? Nah, I'm good. I wasn't raised with heated seats. I'm okay. It's not that I couldn't afford heated seats, but I ain't see the value in paying for no shit like that. Because you know what I'm thinking? What happens when it breaks? Now I gotta pay to fix the seat. I'm not doing that. Well, Canada's different. I would say, listen, if you live in Canada, Minnesota, Buffalo, New York, it's certain places where I could kind of justify heated seats and shit. Not where I'm at. That shit a waste of money to me. It don't get cold enough to have heated seats. Real talk. It ain't cold enough for heated seats. Because I don't even get leather seats. Leather seats get cold by proxy. So if I don't get leather seats, I ain't got to worry about the seats being cold. Catch it. Problem solved. Problem solved. When I bought my truck, I didn't pay for navigation. None of that shit. I ain't pay for no navigation. You know why? Because my thought process was this. Okay, I got this panel here, and it lets me see all this other stuff on the screen. but I got Bluetooth and it's connected to my phone. I don't need no navigation system in here. It's navigation's in my phone. Fuck, I'm paying for navigation system for. For what? It's in my phone. Yeah, I'm not paying for that. I'm not paying for that. Yeah, my husband used to have OnStar, but he finally got rid of that shit. I told him when he bought that truck, I said, you got that OnStar shit? Oh, no. I don't want no shit like that. I'd rather call a locksmith if I lock my keys in my truck. Fuck it. It's cheaper. Over time, it's cheaper just to call a locksmith than it is to pay the monthly subscription to something like OnStar. Serious shit. You say your car have a CD player. Mine don't. I wouldn't pay for one. Mine don't have no CD player. So when I want to listen to something that ain't on the radio, I switch to the auxiliary option, and play music from my cell phone. Boop, done. I'm not paying for no CD player. Nope. I don't do none of that shit. I'm real basic. For me, oh, you got a tape deck. Oh, shit, you living large in there. Look, you got the type of tape deck that flip your tape so it can play it on both sides, or the tape pop out and then you got to flip it over and put it back in. I want to know how fancy you are in that car. Because I remember car tape decks that could play both sides of your tape. Like when they finished on one side, then it would just start playing the other side. But all depending upon you having that, it depended upon the level of tape deck player you had. You say your radio was broken until someone broke into your car, messed with the wires. Now it works. Look at God, Devo. Look at God. That was God who did that. That was God who did that. God said, you know what? We're not going to keep on having Devo in here riding with no radio. Break into it. Mess with the wires. Somebody was just walking down the street. God was like, break into it. Mess with the wires. Issue a blessing. You ain't gonna get the car. Just mess with the wires. And then you went out there and was like, damn, my radio working. Look at God. That was God. That's what that was. What ended up not being a blessing for somebody else who tried to steal your car or get in your car and do whatever they did was a blessing for you. Because them fucking with them wires, now you got a radio. Quiet as kept. I remember back in the day having a car where my radio went out. You know what I used to do? I had a radio that I would put in the passenger seat and turn that on. And then if I would forget my radio at home, I just wouldn't have no fucking radio in the car. The fuck? I would just be in there having a whole conversation to myself or just singing songs and shit. Trying to see what I could remember. Because I didn't have no fucking radio. Like, what? Look, Unana said I had to do that. I had a Bluetooth speaker in my shit. Hey, man. You had sounds, did you not? Shit. People act bougie. Shit, listen. I was from the time where you made it work. Right? I was from a time you made it work. We got to get back to making it work, folks. Because this shit, folks is too fancy. I'm sorry. That's why I call people bougie. Because I'm like, I come from a time where we didn't do it the way people do it now. Folks bougie now. Folks real bougie now. Something break, I'll just buy another one. Buy another one. But I'm the bitch that's on Facebook Marketplace going, okay, let me see what free stuff people giving away. Throwing on their curve. Because y'all ever seen that? Where people give free stuff away in Facebook Marketplace? And they be good shit. And I be like, who are these people? What is wrong with this? Yeah, say it again, Tiffany. You fancy, huh? You fancy. You fancy, huh? I'm like, okay. You go ahead and be fancy. I'm going to go ahead and take that fancy shit off your hands while you keep on buying new shit. Like what? People, that's why I love, when I said that to y'all, I said, soon as I said it, I said, as soon as I said Facebook Marketplace, I said, ooh, let me hop on here. I hop on Craigslist too and get free shit. Hop on Craigslist and get free shit. You'll be surprised at the things that people give away for free. It's not as bad as you think it is. Most people are lazy. When I was growing up, people used to reupholster their own furniture. Now people just throw out furniture and buy new furniture. They don't know how to reupholster. So they just throw it out. Buy something new. Fuck it. Put it on the curb. They don't even want to dispose of it. They just put it on the curb and say, let whoever have it, whoever want it, whoever get it first, they can have it. Cause I don't even want to give this shit away. I mean, I don't even want to have to haul it away. So we just gonna put it on the curb. Whoever show up, they can have it. Like right now, I'm sitting here on Facebook Marketplace, right? Somebody is giving away a free, one of those, armoires, like buffet cabinets, one of those buffet cabinets for free. For free. Nice buffet cabinet. It got a couple scratches on it, but you could refinish it. It would look brand new. David, you said you're single looking for a serious relationship? Then you might want to start with a better avatar. You've been blocked, beloved. This ain't the dating game. The fuck? And how come men always take pictures from this vantage point? Like this. What's that? Stop doing that shit. That shit is weird. That shit weird. I don't know if y'all trying to do something where I want her to see what it looked like if I was on top of her and shit. What? Yeah, and like your friends be like, hey, take the picture like that. So she can see what you look like, when y'all getting busy. That's not a good vantage point. That's not a good vantage point. Okay? When you all, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay? I'm trying to help y'all. Don't do that. The fuck is going on? And they wonder why they be single. All up in the thing. I be feeling like they like Puffy and I'm Suge Knight. Look, if you don't want the producer all up in your videos, all up in the camera, come to Death Row. Cause that's how these dudes be. These dudes be all. I could always tell they old. Cause I'm going, yep, I could tell by the way you took that picture. You probably have a flip phone and not one of them new ones. One of them flip phones they bought from Walmart, that's already in the package. And you got to cut it to take the phone out. And yes, I am Gen X. Yeah, they got one of them little prepaid joints. And then they all like, no. That's why you're single, sir. Get with your grandchildren and let them help you take a better profile picture. Jesus. I tried to ignore him. I really did. Not the jitterbug. Listen. What's that? What's that commercial? Yeah, Consumer Cellular. That's what it is. They got that damn Consumer Cellular. That's that old people's cell phone service. That's why they got pictures like that. And I just always be like, where's your family? Where? If y'all want to help Papa get a little action, help him take a better profile picture. Because he not going to never get nowhere with this shit here. Can't nobody even see. And what they can see, they don't like it. Damn. Jesus. Not the boost. You know why I'm laughing when you said Boost Mobile? Because my grandmama had Boost Mobile up until she died. She loved her some Boost Mobile, and she had a flip phone. Catch it. Yeah, I said it. And she had a flip phone. Grandma would come over here. I remember that time she came over here. She saw the dog. She said, she said, I'm going to take a picture of the dog with my phone. And I remember I said to Grandma, your phone take pictures? And you know, she got offended. Yeah, my phone take pictures. Barely. Okay, barely. She pulled that phone out. She say, you know how they love to flip it up because they feel like they doing big shit when they flip it open. And she just sit still, Rusty. You ain't never lied. The screen was black and white. We wrong as shit. Because that screen was black and white. And in order to move stuff around, she got to use that circular thing. Ooh, I hate that damn thing. That's why I don't like them phones. I used to hate that. Grandma be passing you her phone. Look up such and such number for me so I can call such and such. You be in that phone just clicking down. She got about 800 numbers in there. So you got to click. Everybody she ever met is in that fucking flip phone. So you just click it. What's her name again, Grandma? Mildred. Oh, shit, I done got to the T's. Now you got to click back up. I don't miss them fucking days. At all. When Grandma handed me her cell phone. And for the life of me, I'd be like, Grandma, let me take you, I don't want one of them smartphones. Shit, you need one. If you had a smartphone, then we wouldn't still be sitting here. And then every time she tried to talk on the phone, she flip it open. Hello? And then she got to turn the sound up. Huh? I miss you, Grandma, but I don't miss you with that fucking flip phone. That damn Boost Mobile phone. She loved her some Boost. And she went all the way to the store to pay the bill every month. She wouldn't mail it in. Oh, no. She gonna go to the Boost store because she want a receipt. Jesus. And I done turned into Grandma. Jesus. I don't mail my shit in either. It took everything in me not to mail in payments today. I was at the bank. I started to get cashier's checks to mail in my bills. I said, bitch, if you don't just set up that payment online, Jesus. Just have an envelope full of money or the stubs. Old people. You can pay at Dollar General. Jesus. My grandmother would have loved every minute of that shit. She would have loved every minute of that. Grandma, where you coming from? Family Dollar. I went to go pay my cell phone bill. Oh yeah, I forgot you got Boost. Listen, I love y'all. I really, really do. Listen, don't forget I opened up the poll on Patreon for January movie month. So if you haven't voted already, make sure that you do vote. The movies that we have that got chosen for January to choose that we're voting on are Old Boy, The Mist by Stephen King, Idiocracy, The Machinist, and Wake Up Dead Man, A Knives Out Mystery. Okay? There's 3 days left on the poll. And not much voting happened yet. So if you haven't been in there, make sure you go in there because the poll closes. Oh, no, it has been. I had to refresh. So the poll closes. We got 3 days left. And I've seen mostly everything on this list. Not everything, but most of it. Matter of fact, I forgot to ask too, which old boy we talking about? The original or the remake? Because there's a difference. The original is unmatched. So I don't know if we was talking about the remake or, yeah, we'll figure that out. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Because I see Val asking that very question. Are we watching the Spike Lee version or the Korean version, which is way better? Something to think about. So I thank y'all for joining me today. I appreciate you and your support. I really, really do. I thank you for the 82,000 likes. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate the 74 shares. Now, tomorrow on live, I'll be back at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to talk about quite a few things tomorrow. And let me give you a heads up on some of the things that we're going to discuss tomorrow so you can kind of know what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about how the rental market, things are getting even worse. People are giving up their places because they can't afford rent. So they just giving them up. They say we can't do it no more. Can't do it no more. We're going to talk about how the personal details of ICE agents have been leaked in a huge data breach. Somebody, a whistleblower at DHS, decided to expose all the data. All the data to expose everybody who's doing this work. Okay? Everybody who's doing this work. And then tomorrow, following our TikTok live, we're doing the Uncensored live. And y'all, we're going to go through that footage with Jesse Lee Peterson. I call him Mr. Step and Fetch It. We're going to go through that. We're going to go through some more footage of ICE slipping and busting their ass on the ice. ICE versus ICE. We're going to deal with that. We're going to also deal with me showing y'all more footage of ICE now busting into people's cars and snatching them out. American citizens. I told y'all the president is using ICE as a police force to police you. It ain't about immigrants no more. It's about policing your voice, policing your activity now. Real shit. That's what it's about. Plus, I got some new updates. There is an Epstein victim interview. And it's explicit. And we're going to talk about that tomorrow on Patreon too. Because I didn't forget about those Epstein files, okay? I didn't forget about them. Trump knows that he's breaking the law. He intended to break the law. Because Trump never intended to give up those damn Epstein files. Ever. He never intended to do that. He signed it, but he never intended for the Justice Department to give up those damn files. And that's a fact. The Justice Department is in violation of the law that Congress passed, but nobody ain't gonna do shit. Because the Republicans in Congress only voted for it because you was watching. They don't really give a shit about releasing them files either. Okay? I appreciate y'all being here. Thank y'all so much. Before I wrap up, I want to send a shout out to my top 5 gifters. I try to do this every live. Number 1, Miss Beautiful. My dog is Charlie. Thank you so much, Beautiful. Number 2, Handsome Farmer Don. Thank you so much, Handsome. Number 3, Handsome Russ Nelson. Thank you so much, Handsome. Number 4, Beautiful Miss B. Thank you so much, Miss B. Number 5, Beautiful user 229. Thank you so much, beautiful. And a special shout out to beautiful Flying Flower. Thank you so much, beautiful. Thank you to all the mods here. I appreciate you helping me tonight for us to keep this place in order. I'm feeling like Tangina. What is it? Yeah, Tangina. That's her name from the Poltergeist. This house is clean because I don't allow none of that bullshiggity up in here. Okay. I love y'all. Listen, don't let nobody live rent free in your head. Don't feed any trolls. And you can accomplish anything you put your mind to as long as you stay consistent. Have a beautiful and blessed night, everybody. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. See you guys. Look, I was trying